Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. This has been a highly requested video testing and reviewing Harbor Freight's new 10-inch wet tile saw by Diamondback. Now I have it in the back with a stand, with a blade. We're going to assemble it. We're going to fill it up with water, plug it in. We're going to cut glass, ceramic, and porcelain. So let's get on with it. Go outside and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, here is the saw, guys. Diamondback, professional precision, rugged construction. Now, in their advertisements, they're comparing this saw to the DeWalt. All of the specs are the same, except for the motor. This has a 2.4 horsepower motor versus the DeWalt's 1.5 horsepower motor. So, this saw, out the door, runs $420. And guess what? It does include a blade. The stand over there runs $60. So you're looking at about $500 for a full setup with the Diamondback. Here are some of the specs. 2.4 horsepower motor, laser guide, LED light, heavy duty rip fence, plunge cut, aluminum table, splash table, a nice pump, onboard storage. So, as you can see here, laser LED. This saw has a bunch of extension tables on the sides, as well as the back to contain the water. It can cut ceramic, stone, marble, porcelain, and masonry. Also, built-in mobility kit, if you can see there. The saw has wheels at the back with the handle, so that you can easily move it from location A to location B. Now guys, I'm not gonna bore you with assembly. We'll get this assembled quick. We'll speed this up so that we can plug it in, fill it up with water, and show you how well this Diamondback tile saw cuts and what kind of features the saw offers. Here we go. All right guys, here's the blade, Diamondback. It feels a bit cheap. I'm sure it'll do fine. It's brand new. Here we go. Here's the motor. Feels heavy and the motor's big, look. And I do love stands that are assembled already. Thank you, Harbor Freight. Okay guys, the saw is all set up. So far, so good. Easy assembly, and it looks like a nice saw. Much better quality than Chicago Electric. Let me show you here. So here it is, guys. It has some similarities to Chicago Electric. It fits on the Chicago Electric stand. I have a feeling this is some sister company of Chicago Electric, but obviously much better build quality. It sits a lot higher than the Chicago Electric. It has a very nice, solid tray, good rubber, smooth railing system, and there's no slop in the rails. Of course, a fence here for diagonal cuts. We've got a handle here that helps with transportation. Wheels in the back, I'll show you that in just a second. Obviously, a lot of trays to contain the water. We've got our extension tray here for large format. 1, 2, 3 trays on the sides and back to contain the water. We have a laser and an LED light. A very large motor, 2.4 horsepower. A very big pump. We'll see how well that works. This saw can plunge cut. It can also miter cut, which we will test this out today by mitering hard porcelain. So there you go, all assembled, ready to be filled up with some water and ready to cut some tile. Here we go. GFI on the cord, another great feature. The water tray holds 5 gallons of water. That's a good thing. Allows you to cut all day long without having to refill the tray. Now here is something I was a little confused about. There's a button underneath the start button, which is a pump only button. So you can press that. I'm imagining that'll help clean off the tray. So if you assemble the saw, keep in mind, yes, the pump does work. There is a dedicated button for the pump. Now I don't like this feature because it's a 2-step process. In order to start the saw blade with water, you have to pull this lever as well as press the button. And when you turn it off, the pump will continue to run. So, I think Diamondback needs to delete that pump button altogether. Start the pump when you pull the lever. Now the saw is not as loud as I was anticipating. The noise is very, very similar to our DeWalt D24000. Okay, let's cut some tile. We will start with ceramic, then move to glass. Quickly cut this metal and glass mosaic sheet, and then we're going to cross-cut hard porcelain as well as miter to see how clean this saw can miter. And again, there's that pump running. First cut, ceramic. Extremely clean cut for the ceramic. Let's cut glass. And a clean cut on glass. Of course, it chipped away at the backing, but it feels like a clean glass cut. Let's move on to the metal and glass mosaic. A very clean cut. Glass and metal. Okay, now time for the ultimate test. Let's cut some hard porcelain and miter hard porcelain as well. Here we go. Here is our hard porcelain. Let's cross cut it and miter it. And there it is, extremely clean cut for porcelain. Let's miter this end. Okay, here's the miter. It mitered very well. I could tell that the blade is fairly cheap. It's doing good now, but I don't think it will last very long. I think this saw combined with a Pearl P4, P5, or RTC razor would do very, very well. But again, clean miter, I'm impressed. Now this is a great saw. I like it. Let's quickly talk about the pros and cons. Okay, so here are the pros and cons. The pros, it can plunge cut. It can also miter at 45 and 22.5. The tray is very nice, solid, smooth rolling, no slop within the tray. It has a handle as well as wheels for transportation, easily from point A to point B. 3 large extension trays. This helps as well to contain water. As you can see, very minimal amounts of overspray. This saw contains water very well, almost as well as the DeWalt. Also, the price is right. You can get this saw and the stand for roughly $500. Now keep in mind, you cannot use the 20% Harbor Freight discount for this Diamondback saw. I don't know why, I attempted. Now the cons are 2 steps to turn it on. Switch and pump button. Second con, the GFI on the cord is very sensitive. And third, this blade feels very cheap. I have a feeling it will wear out very quickly. So prepare yourself to replace that blade with something better. Other than that, guys, this saw is very impressive for under $500. It sits high. It feels very similar to the DeWalt. They took a few features from Cobalt, Rigid, and DeWalt and combined it in their own package. Diamondback by Harbor Freight. So I would definitely recommend this saw. It can absolutely be used for pros as well as homeowners and DIYers. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe for future tile saw review videos.